In same number of runs in the innings and same number of runs in the overs. So do you say that it is the rule that beat you, or what do you conclude that way?
The rules are there, I guess, aren't they? And certainly something you don't consider going into the match, that maybe if we could hit an extra boundary and then tie 2 attempts at winning it, then we'll get across the line, and they didn't think that either. I don't even know what the boundary count was, but obviously we were slightly behind. Yeah, very, very tough to... Yeah, there you go. Oh, I don't know how they won it. What was it? Boundaries or something? But, you know, it was, someone had to walk away with the title, and we're gutted that it's not us, but England had a very good campaign and they deserve the victory.
Congrats on your victory today. You mentioned many twists and turns throughout the game that could have defined it. In the finish, it was essentially tied twice. If you put yourself in Kane Williamson's shoes, do you think the boundary rule is a fair way to decide a World Cup final?
If you could give me an alternative, I'd be able to compare the both, but I can't think of an alternative at the moment. The rules were obviously set out a long time ago, and we have no control over them.
I know it's fresh, but a boundary count back, as you kind of just alluded to there, is that a fair way of deciding a World Cup final? Could you think of another way, perhaps?
I suppose you never thought you'd have to ask that question, and I never thought I'd have to answer it. Yeah, look, while the emotions are raw, it is pretty hard to swallow when 2 teams have worked really, really hard to get to this moment in time, and when sort of 2 attempts to separate them with a winner and a loser still didn't perhaps sort of shine with one side coming through. It just is what it is, really. The rules are there at the start. No one probably thought that we'd have to sort of result to some of that stuff, but yeah, very tough to swallow. Obviously a great game of cricket, and I think all you guys probably enjoyed it, as to everyone else. I think they're still here. They want more, but we're looking forward to putting our feet up now and having a bit of a chat and a reflection about our campaign.
You mentioned the uncontrollables. Another one was when the ball hit Ben Stokes' bat. What were you thinking? I guess no hard feelings, or do you think maybe the rule could change? I don't know.
The rule has been there for a long time. I don't think anything like that's happened, has it, where you now question it? But look, you can't sort of look at that and think that perhaps that decided the match. There were so many other bits and pieces to that game that were so important. When it comes down to a tie, you start looking at every single delivery, don't you? But it was a pretty tough pill to swallow, that when we were looking pretty likely with Trent bowling really, really well. So one of those things.
When those runs overthrows came off Ben Stokes' bat, and it looked as though that might have been the winning moment, the camera panned to your face, and there obviously were a lot of conflicting emotions. Can you explain what you were thinking at that moment?
Well, I wasn't quite sure what had happened to start with, because obviously he dived and there's dust everywhere and the ball just deflected through, and all the black caps are standing around going, what's going on? So I was trying to figure out, he hit it, the keeper hit it, what was going on, and then I was just trying to stay in the moment, really. I wasn't celebrating. It's not something that you celebrate or cheer. Well, I don't, because that could be us on the other side of it. And there's margins like that today that we spoke about. We've spoken about that just chatting on the outfield, the finest of margins today of guys ducking balls when they could have scored, or different case scenarios, stealing runs where guys should have stopped them. It really does emphasise you need to be on top of your game.
Again, before the start of the match, did you guys actually plan for a super over strategy before the start of the match? Because you could have probably come out, Martin Guptill wasn't in the greatest of forms that in the tournament. So what was the strategy before the match? Did you guys actually plan for a super over?
But he's such a fast runner, and that's all he had to do. And he just was short by a little bit. So unfortunately, it didn't happen. Yeah, we didn't really do a lot of super over practice, but at the same time it's cricket, and guys do work on hitting the ball out of the park, and that's all that was required. Yeah, and we tied that too, didn't we? So it was, yeah, one of those days.
And a word on Ben Stokes, it's been a tough couple of years for him. Was he your hero today, and how glad were you to see him come through that?
To come through it is extraordinary. It's almost superhuman. He's really carried the team and our batting lineup. I know Joss and his partnership was extraordinary, but to bat with the lower order the way he did, I thought was incredible. The atmosphere, the emotion that was going through the whole game, he managed to deal with that in an extremely experienced manner. And obviously everybody watching at home will hopefully try and be the next Ben Stokes.
Again, I asked this question standing because my respect for you, the way you have conducted, you have won an individual award also. But do you think the cricketers, the competition, you're happy, or everybody should be like gentlemen like you?
Everybody, they're allowed to be themselves. I think that's a good thing about the world, and everybody should be a little bit different as well. And very difficult question to answer. That's probably my best answer is just be yourself and try and enjoy what you do.
Owen, you described Ben Stokes as superhuman. I just wondered if you could have a word on his contribution, not just from today, but what happened in Calcutta 3 years ago. I'm guessing that was an inspiration for him, but how much does it show his character that stepping up today and doing that after what happened in Calcutta?
Yeah, I've said this a number of times about Ben. I think a lot of careers would have been ended after what happened in Calcutta. Ben on numerous occasions has stood up individually and in a unit for us. He leads the way in training, in any team meetings we have, and is just an incredible cricketer. And today he's had a huge day out, and obviously we're thankful for that.
Usually if you lose the World Cup final, there would be some sorrow and also disappointment and probably anger at something that you've done like the 4 years back. In this scenario, what you could be sad about, what you could be angry about, you just, how do you react? What do you take away from this sort of an ending? You just be happy, apart from just laughing at it. What else can you do?
Laugh or cry, it's your choice, isn't it? There's not anger. There's a lot of disappointment, I suppose. The guys are really feeling it, and I think it's probably more down to some of the uncontrollables that go on, where they put in such a huge amount of effort, and we know in this game it can be fickle in its nature, and there are parts that, as hard as you try, sometimes those cards don't fall your way, and today it ebbed and flowed, but the guys stuck with it beautifully well, and they showed that heart and that fight that we've shown throughout this whole campaign to get us into winning positions, and we saw that again today. And I think we sort of, after perhaps 85-90% of that second innings, we had our noses in front, and no doubt a lot of thoughts are going, well, certainly through my mind, but obviously through all the other players as well, where could have been this, could have been that, but it is what it is.
Feel quite emotional?
I did earlier, yes. I did. I still can't quite believe, that's why I'm carrying it around as much as I can. I can't quite believe that we've got over the line. It's been an extraordinary day. You guys watching the most incredible game of cricket with nothing between the sides. So, sport sometimes is very, very fine margins. I think it was the finest of margins today, and it could have gone either way, but I'm thankful it went ours.
In 4 years in the making, can you sum up what this means to you and to English cricket?
To me and to the team and everybody who's been involved over the last 4 years, it means absolutely everything. The planning, the hard work, the dedication, the commitment, and the little bit of luck today really did get us over the line. It's been an absolutely incredible journey. To everybody around the country and around the world who has followed us and supported us thank you so much. It's been phenomenal, right from the very beginning of the tournament, all the way through, regardless of our performance. People believed because we believed, and I'm very thankful for that, and everybody is as well.
Kane, hi. You've used a few different phrases, the uncontrollables and thin margins.
Dogs as well.
Sorry?
Dogs, I've used dogs.
Stop by this particular one.
Yeah.
Would you agree that one way of looking at it is just down to luck, that you're not sitting there as a World Cup winning captain today, especially with what happened with Guptill's throw, hit Stokes' bat, went off for,
I guess
is it just luck that you're not?
I guess it's uncontrollables, I suppose, mean that you can't control them, can you? So it's up to someone else, I don't know. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of that at times, isn't there, in the game that we play, where there are so many variables, whether it's the surface, the opposition, any sort of condition that can have an influence. But that's why the game's so great as well, I think, is that it can be on any given day, anything can happen. There's not much constant about it, and we saw that in this match and in a lot of other matches as well.
When you spoke about the finest of margins and the finest of margins, and Kane Williamson also spoke about the uncontrollables, and he was asked about luck. Had it played a role? Do you think the luck of an Irishman got England over the line?
We had Allah with us as well. I spoke to Adil. He said Allah was definitely with us. And I said we had the rub of the green. Our actually epitomises our team. It's quite diverse backgrounds and cultures, and guys grow up in different countries and are at the stage of where they're at in their career. But to actually find humour in the situation that we were in at the time was pretty cool.
You took the field for the Super Over. You had a team talk and everyone seemed to walk away smiling and laughing. Can you say what was said? And is that sort of what you think this team's about? Even in that incredibly pressurised moment, you're still giggling.
Yeah, I encouraged them to smile, laugh, enjoy, because it was such a ridiculous situation where there was quite a lot of pressure in that particular moment of the day, never mind the rest of it. And the fact that it got to a Super Over and we had that to defend, it was a matter of trying to put smiles on the guys' faces to release a bit of tension, and guys responded brilliantly to that. We've worked extremely hard to get to the final. To playing a Super Over at the end of an extremely draining day, it takes a huge amount out of you. So it was, remain calm, but make sure we enjoy this. Whether we win or lose, we've done incredible things.
Owen, when did you know that the Super Over would be settled on boundary scored if it was a tie?
When we took the field, I asked what would happen, because we sat in a meeting pre-tournament. And then when it got close to the chase, we started refreshing our minds whether it was going to be a Super Over or not. And then communication from Aliam Dar up to the changing room before we batted, and then reaffirmed when we went out the field.
And could there be plans for a victory parade now? I know you probably weren't planning it before, but could there be?
I've got no idea. That's not much. I take the bus through London. It doesn't bother me. If there is one, well, I'm just delighted to win.
Kane, commiserations. Can you simply sum up your emotions right now?
Yeah, obviously just gutted. The guys put in a huge amount of work to get this opportunity to come here and play in another World Cup final, and to pretty much do all you could and still not perhaps get across the line with some small margins. And I think throughout this whole campaign, in a lot of my press conferences, I've spoken about uncontrollables, and there was a couple today that were, pretty hard to swallow. But once again, take nothing away from England's campaign, not just this match, but throughout, all the cricket that they've played. They're deserved winners. I think if either side walking away with the title today probably feels fortunate, having it sort of go down to obviously a tie after regular time, and then I think another one, wasn't it, after 6 more balls. So yeah, one of those things, eh?